Hi, everyone. Welcome to another video. My name is Chris Capitura. I'm here with Dr. Sharif Ibrahim. So the title should have grabbed you, especially if you're someone looking to lose weight. How to lose weight without dieting. Now, this is a topic that Sharif and I threw around for the last week or so because we didn't know whether to put it without trying or without dieting. And we still have to try, right? You still have to do certain things. And that's what today's video is all about. We're going to get started by talking about conventional dieting, because to a lot of people, a diet is a four-letter word. They just hear it and their ears burn. You've met people who go on these diets. There's every kind of diet, from keto diets to grapefruit diets, and no fat and no sugar and low carb. And they all seem to work for a little while. And some people are successful at it, but that success comes from what we'll be talking about later in the video. But the diet themselves, many actually fail when they try to just diet. So let's talk about that conventional theory of dieting first.
Thank you very much indeed, Chris. Yes, the diet is a big problem for so many people because they do not want to stop eating. They enjoy eating, and so it's taking them through a very hard time. If you are going to ask them to reduce their food or stop eating or have intermittent fasting, this is not really anything that many people would like to do. The conventional strategy is asking people to eat less and exercise more. But this equation or this strategy is 97.9% failure. And this is because of two reasons. One reason is if you eat less, then that is going to cause the body to slow down metabolism. So you are going to burn less calories, and more calories are going to be stored as fat. It might really start working at the beginning. It might start working. People might lose a bit of weight, but unfortunately, they put it back back again. Then the other part of the equation is exercising more is not always very good, because if you exercise too much, then that is going to create a state of stress. You might be familiar actually with what happens to these guys in their late teenage or the early 20s. They have, say, a brisk or a fast run, and that ends up in the local bar, and they eat all the bad food. They eat all the crisp and the chips, and they wash it down with a couple of beers. This is something which happens everywhere in the world. And this is because of the stress associated with the exercise. And it happens to me as well, running a marathon, for example. When I come back there, I would like to eat all the junk food, all the bad food, all the calories and chocolates and chips and crisp and everything. This is not going to work.
That's so true, Sharif, because I actually had a membership at a local gym, which is now gone, but they would have a pizza day. And so you'd go in, and I'd see these people go in and do their workouts and lifting weights and looking at their tummies, hoping that it had shrunk in the one day that they did the workout. And then they went over to this food bar and they were given free pizza. Now, it's one thing to pay for a slice of pizza, but if it's free, you're going to eat a lot more, because free does taste pretty good. And I couldn't get over it. They probably consumed more calories in that 10 or 15 minutes than they'll burn for weeks exercising. And then the guilt comes in, and all of a sudden, like you said, they start to over-exercise because, oh, I had that pizza. So I know at your clinic, you've been explaining to me a lot of the different people who show up with different metabolic styles. And I was fascinated to think this is where it's at. If people understand what style they are, they're going to have a better chance at losing weight. So we have 4 of them in particular. So can you go through each one of them now?
We have got the stable type of metabolism. This type of metabolism, people can gain or lose weight by increasing or reducing their calorie intake. And it's very common. They do not normally present with weight problems, and most of the time they present with overeating. And we can categorize these overeating people into 2 groups. One group is people who overeat good food, and they have high BMI. Sometimes they have high waist hip ratios, but because they eat the good food, the healthy food, and these excess calories are going to be stored under the skin. It's called subcutaneous fat. And subcutaneous fat is absolutely normal. It does not give disease, despite the fact that they have abnormal BMI and abnormal waist-hip ratios, but everything else is normal. What I would do, I share this information with them and say, despite the fact you are worried about a little bit more fat in your body, you are absolutely normal. You might have overeaten, and so you need to cut down on the amount of food you eat, and you're going to lose weight. So this is really as simple as that. The other types of overeating is overeating the wrong food, sugar, processed food, and these guys are going to end up having accumulation of visceral fat, which is belly fat, the fat inside the abdomen, around or inside the abdominal organs. And this is abnormal. And this is the beginning of the metabolic disease and the metabolic syndrome. And if they are not going to stop, then they are going to progress to other metabolic conditions like high blood pressure, diabetes, heart disease, and even towards the other end of the metabolic continuum. That includes dementia, stroke, and even cancer.
Sharif, the key for the people who are the stable style, those people, it's really about food. It's about eating properly, because the body's ready to do things correctly for them if they will provide the body with the correct kind of food. Like Sharif says, go back to Mother Nature, eat correct food, don't eat a lot of processed food or sugar food. So the next two I find quite incredible how they are of a flip of each other, but they can give the same kind of issues, which is the efficient and the inefficient. So can you describe those now?
Yeah, I think it's very interesting. Actually, the efficient, this is the type of metabolism that can result in problem. This style of metabolism has got the tendency to conserve calories. They make more energy from fewer calories, and they conserve most of the calories to be stored as fat, and are prone to gain too much weight and become overweight or obese and require a lot of help. The inefficient metabolism is the opposite. This style of metabolism has the tendency to burn more fat, to burn more calories. And that is either in the hyperactivity or fidgety lifestyle, or on the other hand, there is very high energy cost per activity. For example, if one activity is going to cost the efficient metabolism 50 calories, for example, is going to cost the inefficient one for 75 calories. So they are spending more calories. This is style of metabolism. Biggest challenge is to gain weight. I have seen so many patients like that. They are underweight and they cannot gain weight because they spend too many calories most of the time. So they are not really likely to gain weight. The fourth style of metabolism is the adaptive one. We don't really see them in clinic because their weight stay within a very narrow range with increase or decrease in their calorie intake. Why? Because these guys become like efficient during a time of calorie restriction, and they become the opposite way, inefficient during the time of overeating.
Would you say you're seeing mostly efficient people in the clinic when it comes to weight gain?
Yes, if we are talking about the weight gain or the type of patients in clinic, most of the time they are part of the efficient style of metabolism.
So everyone listening, you now should have an understanding of whether you believe you might be stable, adaptive, inefficient, or efficient.
Also, it's really very interesting, actually. There are 3 different types of metabolism. If you learn about them, you will know what is your metabolism type. The first time when I mentioned that, my son just came to me and he said, I'm a mesomorph. And everyone I meet come up with their metabolism types immediately. So let us just really look into these 3 types. One type is called ectomorph. An ectomorph, they are thin people. They have got like a small body frame, narrow shoulders. They are really very thin, and they have a tendency to spend more energy. and they always have inefficient metabolism. So they have this element of hyperactivity or fidgety, and together with the high cost of energy. And that makes them tend to be underweight most of the time. The mesoderm, they have very strong athletic body. They are broad shoulders and very good response to exercise. The minimum amount of exercise they do, they're really big muscles coming up. But also they have got really eating a little bit more calories. It will show up on them very quickly and they gain fat. So if they want to stay with ideal body weight, they have to reduce their carbs intake and they have to exercise regularly. The third type who comes to the clinic, the guys with large rounded body, they have got quite a lot of fat in the middle. They have thick arms and legs and always struggling with weight loss. It's a big challenge for them because, number one, they have got this lifestyle of sedentary life. And number two, they are really making a lot of energy out of fewer calories. So they conserve most of the calories, and their metabolism type is the efficient type. And so if they are going to go through any weight process, they have to make a very significant calorie cut before they can achieve any weight loss.
And now we've covered the styles and the types. You can categorize yourself to get an understanding of what you need to do in order to lose weight. Again, it's not dieting. It's more about understanding your body type and treating your body as such. Now, there is a bit of a wild card in all of this, and this is talking about more about medical conditions. Sharif, let's explain that to them, and so they get an understanding. Now they know what style and type they are, but this wild card can have an effect on virtually every style and type.
If you are not really going to attend to their medical conditions, they are not going to lose a single gram of fat. Let me give you an example by two medical conditions I see on a regular basis. One of them is the thyroid function. The thyroid is like the gas pedal of the body. If the thyroid becomes overactive, people will lose weight despite their good appetite. They're eating really very well and still they're losing weight. So you reduce their thyroid activity and they start to gain some weight. The other group, those who present with underactive thyroid and they're not spending too many calories, they're putting all these calories around as excess body weight, and they present with obesity and overweight. They need two things: thyroxine, which is going to replace what is normally produced by their thyroid glands, and that is going to help them actually to lose a bit of weight. And we need to find out why they become underactive thyroid in the first place and see if we can do something about it. The other group is those people who present with overweight, and the test which we run in the clinic is showing that they have got a big load of toxins in their body. And what is bad about toxins? Two things, particularly like heavy toxins. For example, mercury usually is in dental fillings. Mercury also is in big fish like tuna. Aluminum toxicity is also common. Lead is common among painter and decorator, and cadmium among smoker. This is the reason behind the high incidence of metabolic diseases among smokers. And the bad thing about heavy metal toxicity, it will catch on the energy making wheel. And it does not really allow the chemical reactions to turn on the cycle to make energy. And so this is going to slow down the burning of calories. So the person will be tired, constant fatigue. This is the one effect of the heavy metal toxicity. The other effect of toxins is the body has to make fat because toxins are stored in fat. So if you have too much toxins in your body, the body has to make too much fat to store these toxins, and you are not really going to lose anything by adding or increasing or reducing your food or whatever. The only way to lose weight is to lower the amount of toxins in the body. You get a proper detox process to move these toxins out of their body. And then by doing that, they just start losing weight without even trying, without even dieting.
So this really puts a bow on the whole concept here. We have our styles, we have our types, and now Sharif just explained how you can lose weight. This is why we were going to say lose weight without even trying. But in the end, you have to do some homework. You've got to figure out what style you are. You have to figure out the type. And then if you are in a medical condition that's causing you to gain weight, you need to have that looked at and taken care of. Because in the end, you can diet all day long, but if your body's not prepared, if it's not in a proper state to help or assist you in this and also work against you. One of the comments we made earlier, Sharif, before we got on the video was some people can just look at a chocolate bar and they gain weight. Now, we're being facetious to some degree, but the truth is if the body's not prepared to lose weight with the efforts that you're making with both exercise and food, in the end, it's just not going to happen. There's something significantly more important for you to look at: type, style, and then if you do have any medical issues.
Yes, I think yes. These are the three causes of excessive weight gain, either overfeeding or overeating, or a genuine metabolism problem, or a pure medical issue. So the diagnosis actually sometimes is a mixture of these, because I have seen patients who have a metabolism issue, they have toxicity, or they are overeating because of other reasons, say, for example, stress or whatever. Usually a long diagnosis has got number of components, and then you address all these components and start losing weight very efficiently, and they achieve their ideal body weight within a record time.
That would be nice for everyone. Everyone listening, that brings a smile to your face. Sharif, as always, thanks for all your contribution today. Thanks to everyone for listening. We look forward to seeing you on the next video. Take care. Sharif and I appreciate you liking this video, and more importantly, remember to subscribe to this channel. There's a lot of content that we're going to be creating, and we don't want you to miss a single second of it.